Hey, how's it going? I'm Jay Escobar, escobarj.com, and this video is Can Investing Make You Rich? And I did a little spoof video on this topic a few days ago, and it was more of a joke than anything. Obviously, investing can make you rich, but this one's a little bit more of a serious video breaking down, a few details about this topic. So, let's jump right to it. And if you haven't seen the first video, I will go ahead and post it down in the description below. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I'll go ahead and post a link right there. Bam. But that being said, let's answer the question. Well, investing can make you rich, but at the same time, you can also lose your shirt. And it depends on how good of an investor you are. And that comes down to a few different things. How well do you know your niche? Because if you're not knowing too much about your niche, if you're just like jumping into real estate without knowing a lick about real estate, chances are you're taking a gamble. When you gamble with money, you can win, you can get lucky, but most times you will lose. That's why gamblers have, a lot of gamblers have addictive personalities, or they just can't. That's not a true statement. What am I talking about? Gamblers get themselves into trouble because there's a reason why the casinos make millions and millions of dollars. Think about that. When you go gamble, you're throwing your money away, and you're essentially chasing a high, and that's really the difference. So, how well do you know your niche? Are you in the stock market? If you're in the stocks, are you doing ETFs? Are you doing options? Are you doing cryptocurrency? Are you doing Forex? How well do you know the niche? If you're in real estate, what kind of real estate are you doing? Are you buy and hold? Do you do wholesaling? Are you fix and flip? Do you do commercial properties? Are you just going to be like a realtor? There's a lot of different avenues. How well do you know your area? Are you going to do Airbnb flips? Are you going to, what are you going to do? So that's what the kind of things that I'm talking about. Now, the next thing is, are you spending too much time with income reducing activities? And I can't remember who said this, but there's a book that I was reading recently that says that the TV is known as the income reducer, the perpetual income reducer, or something to that effect, because essentially that's what you're doing. You're just wasting your time. You could be using that time to get yourself educated and answering the first question, how well do you know your niche? You could be using that time to get educated in the areas that you need to know about to make educated decisions. And that's the next point, is great investors, they find opportunities, they do as much research as they possibly can, and then they make an educated decision and do their best to mitigate the risk. They don't take forever to make decisions. They when they see an opportunity, they do as much research as they possibly can in a short amount of time. Not like super short, but give yourself a good amount of time to do a solid research. But once you decide to go for it, 100% all the way in. It's the attitude of ready, fire, aim. And what that means is you prepare to get ready, you do the research to get ready to make the decision, you pull the trigger, fire, you take action, you buy the property, you invest in a company, whatever, and then aim. And what that means is, this is my last point. Great investors, they learn from their mistakes, they pivot, and then they try again. And that's what aiming is. You jump in, or first you find an opportunity, you do as much research as possible to mitigate the risk and find out what the risks are, and to mitigate those risks, you pull the trigger quickly, you make decision quickly, you take advantage of the opportunity, and you aim as you go. You pivot as you go. So if things arise or if you make a mistake, you learn from it. You learn from it, you pivot, and you get up back on the horse and you try again. And that is some fundamentals to how to be a good investor. And can investing make you rich? Because the reality is, if you're going to just not do those things, if you're just going to jump into something without knowing about it, without doing research on certain companies or certain certain property or a certain asset or whatever it is you're investing in, you're going to lose your shirt if you don't know what you're doing. And there's a difference between jumping in and taking action and when you're kind of a newbie and taking action, because you can also get into what's called analysis paralysis, where you just do too much research. But that's part of my third point is great investors find opportunities, do as much research as they possibly can, and then make an educated decision and do their best to mitigate the risk. So many people, so many investors get caught up in find an opportunity and do as much research as they can, and that's the end of it. And that's called analysis paralysis, where you try and find all the information to where it makes you feel safe and comfortable, but by that time, the opportunity is long gone. No more. So that's why I say, in a short amount of time, do as much research as you can. If it feels like a green light, jump in, and that's how you make educated decisions and mitigate the risk. And that's how investing can make you rich, is when you can jump on opportunities and make them work. Educated decisions. And then, as you're going through the process, maybe you find out that the property you had has got cracks in the foundation, or it needs a new roof, and you didn't realize that. But if you had done your research, you would have calculated some sort of emergency fund, for example, or something. You would have calculated those things in your numbers. And that's why these points that I'm teaching you, that I'm telling you about, are super important. You can't just jump into something. You see a property that, oh, it's $20,000 off. It's a good deal, I should buy it. Well, how much damage is on that property? Does it have foundational cracks? That's going to cost you $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 to fix. Does it need a new roof? That's another $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. By that time, you lost your shirt. You're head underwater. So that is the whole point behind my third point in do as much research as possible, make an educated decision, pull the trigger, and then pivot as you go. If you make a mistake, pivot, learn from it, move on, get back up on the horse and do it again. And that's how you learn, that's how you get better, and eventually you'll suck and suck and suck less and less and less and less until you become a really good investor, and that's when the big bucks come. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. If you have a question about investing or anything financially related, visit my website at escobarj.com. Also, if you'd like to book a coaching session, I'd be happy to do a coaching session with you, also on my website. If you'd like to make a donation, you can donate any amount of money that you feel is worth the value of the information in this video or any of my other videos for that matter. And at the very least, do me a favor and share this on any social media platform with your friends and family. My purpose is to help as many people as I possibly can, help to create more self-actualizing people in this world to reach their full potential and to always learn, always grow, and to always push forward. And I will see you in the next video. Take care.